What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and with an update as massive as Landfall, there were bound to be some things that slipped past us. And this change is so huge, I think you're all going to want to know about this and use this in your own moment-to-moment gameplay. So what is this hidden feature? Well, my dudes, we no longer have to use our assigned slots for medkits or placed items. I know. It's a bit of a mic drop to a silent room, but this is actually huge, dudes. Not only is medkit stacking way more efficient now with you being able to stack kits much faster, but you have a much more kind of open feeling to the use of medkits. Now, since you don't have to feel limited to any specific medkit type, you can carry a whole bunch and just use them as you need to. And rad kits, dudes! We no longer have to waste any slots for them and can just use them every once in a while. No more accidental deaths with rad kits. This is really excellent for traps, and even when it comes to something like our loadouts. Now we have 8 slots that we can use specifically for weapons and thrown items. It's so much more simple. So let's get into this change, show things in action, and talk about all the benefits this new system has brought with it. So first up, placed items. Things like ammo packs, the paramedic response pack, and the field radio are now so much easier to put down. What you used to have to do, and everybody knows, is that you used to have to go into your inventory, find the item, equip the item, then, pop out of your inventory, equip the item in your hand, place it on the ground, and then you could use it. Now, all you have to do is open up your inventory, find the item, and place it on the ground. So much more simple, dude. And a nice thing on the end of the paramedic packs and the ammo packs and the even the field radios, even though you won't be placing those down as much. The nice thing is they get all placed on the ground rather uniform too, which is a lot easier than placing them by hand. And for traps, man, this is huge. This is really, really huge, actually. I was thinking in the first place that I was going to have to make, like, tips and tricks on how to set up your radial menu for traps and stuff, but dude, we've ascended. We are so far beyond that. And you might be thinking, dude, there's no way you can jump into your inventory and, like, use a med kit in the heat of combat. It works surprisingly really, really well. Like, I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a bunch of stuff that you have to pay attention to now when you're healing in combat, but it works a lot more smooth than I even anticipated in the first place when I kind of stumbled upon it before the start of this weekend. And over the span of this weekend, I've just been testing it out pretty much non-stop, and I gotta say, it's a massive improvement. As long as you keep things in mind, like the primary shooting machine, so a lot of times there will only be 1 or 2 primary machines shooting and engaging you at the same time, outside of melee scenarios where they just kind of do a free-for-all. But as long as you keep things like that in mind, and maybe, seeking cover when you need to heal and stuff like that, it's, like, really good, dude. And the nice thing is, too, with us having so many more scenarios where we're engaging machines that don't have, like, only us as a target out there to fight against, it also creates a lot of room for jumping into your inventory and healing on the fly. And you can see, it's literally just as simple as that. You read the field, you just kind of pay attention to the machines that you're fighting and stuff, and when you see an opportunity for you to pause, go into your inventory and heal in that kind of like 1, 2, 3 quick step, it's just so efficient. Also, a Phoenix tank with a mortar. I don't think that I've seen that before the Landfall update. Kind of a spicy new tank loadout introduction here too. And then once you get to the end of a huge fight, and you've done like all of your looting and stuff, you pop into your inventory and you heal with whatever medkits you pick up, you know, using probably the crappiest first, and then using saving the better ones for when you're in the middle of combat to heal with. And it's great, man. So, just a couple pointers to help you guys get used to this new system. In the first place, you're going to want to seek out cover a little bit, just so that way you can heal without being shot up in the process of healing, and get used to the kind of muscle motion that you're going to be making, especially on console, for getting to the medkits rather quickly in your inventory. And the next tip is utilizing EMPs to stun the machine and then healing in that time. EMPs are essentially the easy button to a lot of these high-stress things in Generation Zero. Now, over the weekend, while I was testing this all out and seeing if this was actually something worthwhile to us and worthwhile to talk about, I figured the probably worst case scenario for this whole going into your inventory thing to heal would be when you're dealing with a lot of damage over time scenarios, specifically speaking apocalypse machines, which still, even after the introduction of Soviet machines, in my opinion, top the list of difficulty beneath the Reaper here. And it holds up really well, actually. You have to prepare for the scenario you're going into, so of course when you're dealing with apocalypse machines, I advise advanced medkits or medical first aid kits, the experimental ones, in order to deal with all of the damage over time. But outside of that, it feels almost a little bit smoother than at least the old version that we had. Nowadays, we can heal the moment you pull the medkit and, like, activate it, which also, I guess, is a bit of a hidden feature here in the game. But yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of a gut-sinking feeling the moment you open up the inventory and can't see what's going on around you. But the moment you start getting over that gut-sinking feeling and having a bit of confidence with your menuing here in the game, it gets really, really smooth. And I'm not gonna lie, my dudes, I actually really like this feature edition because it kind of gives me some Year One vibes. I remember back in the day having to do some really intense menuing, going through the grid menu in order to get things sorted and, you know, grab medkits and stuff like that for emptied slots. And this kind of gives a similar feeling to that, but more advanced and way more smooth. And the way it opens up placed items, the way it opens up rad kits, and the potential for future items here, future consumable items that maybe will be giving us more positive effects and like crazy effects like the rad kits and stuff, is exciting, man. It's really exciting to think that maybe someday our menuing is going to be this like really thorough and methodical thing that we can set up and, like, who knows, with some quality of life additions, maybe organize our inventory a little bit to make this system work like really, really good. Because, dudes, we did get that roadmap, and a link to that video will be at the end of this one, but there's so much more beyond that. There's so much more beyond what the roadmap has hinted at that, you know, we could see happen throughout this year. And I really, really hope that inventory sorting is going to be one of those things. So, let me know, my dudes, did you notice this? Because I had this, like, before everyone did, and it still took me, like, about a week and a half to even notice this thing here in the menu. If you guys did, you got freaking hawk eyes, man. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this will ease some of the console players' issues with the radial menu, and hopefully this will be something that we could see just benefited through future quality of life updates here in Generation Zero. But for now, thank you for being awesome, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.